Today we step into the new moon energy. This new moon is occurring in Taurus. The new moon is a time of new beginnings. It is an opportunity to connect with where we are right now, to see where we stand, and to close out the cycle that has just completed, allowing us to plant those seeds of intention, to make those wishes, to bring things into being, a time for setting intentions for the cycle to come, and a time really of rebirth. As we stand in darkness, the new moon is when the sun and the moon are in alignment. They're in conjunction. We have the sun and the moon in alignment over here in Taurus. And this conjunction is all about aligning energy. It is about bringing our inner and outer being into connection, into alliance, and allowing us to make changes and move forward. New moons are about planting those seeds and growing things into being. It is about allowing ourselves to sit with ourselves and see where we want to go, and really take that time to connect with both the inner and outer aspects of our being. The moon, the representation of our inner self, our intuitive, emotional self. The sun, the reflection of ourself that we give to the world, our outer self, our physical self, the way that we shine from our being. These two energies in alignment are what create the new moon. Moon and sun in alignment, inner and outer self in alignment. These two luminaries coming together in connection to allow us to begin anew. It is a time where we can see the perceptions of ourself and decide how we want to bring ourself out into our world. With this new moon, we are emerging from eclipse season. We're stepping into new territory, and we're progressing in new ways. Now there are no retrograde energies, so it is the perfect time to move forward. New things are coming. The new moon in Taurus is about bringing us back into our being, grounding us in ourself, our energy, our existence. It is a moon that asks us to rebalance and align ourselves, to connect to our state of ease, of joy, of being, and to simply be. It is a chance for us to pause and look at ourselves as who we are, to see our worth, and to see the opportunities that we hold within. It's asking us to give ourselves love and acceptance. It is asking us to believe in ourselves. It is asking us to see that we are worthy of our dreams, that we are worthy of change, that we are worthy of stepping forward. And when we learn to believe in ourselves, the opportunities are going to open up. Take time to pause and enjoy life. Look at your values and where you need to bring stability back into being. Taurus is the fixed earth sign. It is foundational energy. It is energy about building. It is energy about nourishing. It is energy about taking the actions that we need to cultivate in order for us to blossom in our world. It is a homely sign that is about making home with ourselves, with our being, with our environments, with our families. It is asking us to expand and grow from this foundation, from our truest self. It is all about seeing who we are and where we long to go, and allowing us to nourish things into being. As the sign of nourishment, this Taurus new moon is asking us to focus on deepening our roots and making the most of what we have. Taurus is about our resources, accumulating our resources, and its connection to Venus, the planet that rules this sign, is encouraging us to get in touch with our values, to get in touch with the things that we love, to get in touch with our ability to nourish and bring things into being. Venus has only just moved into retrograde motion and is still in the sign of Pisces, and will be moving into Aries later this week at the beginning of this new cycle. So this connection to Venus that rules Taurus is allowing us to connect to the loving sides of ourselves, asking us to see where we can end the cycles that bring us into this feeling of worthlessness, and enabling us to step into those cycles that show us our worth, that allow us to give ourselves love, that allow us to nourish things into being, that allow us to really plant those seeds to grow. Now, this full moon also has a very important aspect, forming a T-square with Mars in Leo and Pluto in Aquarius. Now, square aspects are aspects of confrontation. Confrontation. They're aspects of tension as two energies collide with each other. They ask us to see both energies as they are, to understand those energies, and then to bring them into being, to bring them into compromise, to allow them to turn the corner, allow them to turn up in ways that are respectful of each other, but allow us to make decisions to move forward. Now, as this is a T-square, the moon is in the middle of these aspects. It is forming a square with Mars in Leo. It is forming a square with Pluto in Aquarius. That means that Mars and Pluto are in opposition of each other. They are in opposite areas of the zodiac. They're working along that zodiac axis, and they are coming into confrontation. Mars is the planet of action. It is the planet of focus, energy, and drive, and it represents how we act, how we initiate things into being, how we use our energy, how we direct our energy, how we turn up, how we focus on things. It is our movement through lives. It is how we use our power and our ability to turn up and grow. Mars in Leo is all about looking at the ways that we can act in courageous ways, in ways that are in alignment with our light, in alignment with our heart space, in alignment with our inner self, giving us the bravery to be ourselves, to be creative, to act in ways that are going to bring us joy. Leo energy is very much this heartfelt energy of moving forward despite those fears we may hold, allowing us to look in the face of what needs to change and enabling us to take those steps forward. So while Mars is in Leo, it's really asking us to act in ways that are in alignment with our inner self, in alignment with our heart space, and really be brave about the changes that we're making, to initiate things that bring us into this energy of abundance, this creative action that's going to allow us to move forward, that's going to allow us to shine, that is going to allow us to act in new ways that are going to bring things into being. So this square with the moon, the square with the new moon in Taurus, is really asking us to act in ways that are intentional. It's really focusing us in on this intentional action. It's asking us to look at where in our inner and outer world we can bring things into being, and what seeds we need to plant in order for us to act in new ways that are going to allow us to move into our being, into our ability to move forward. A very powerful, tense connection that is going to ask us to see how our inner and outer self are in our present. How are we nourishing our inner self? How are we nourishing our outer self? And what changes can we make to enable us to act in ways that are going to bring us into this motion, that are going to bring us into our intentions, that are going to allow us to work within our worth and to build things new? Now, this Mars energy opposing Pluto is really going to encourage us to get into this energy of transformation, this energy of rebirth and renewal. Now, Pluto is the planet of transformation. It is the planet of rebirth. It is our abilities to bring things into being. It is the cycles we work through. And it is this energy of allowing us to end cycles and step into new cycles. It is the energy of metamorphosis, allowing us to change and grow, to put things to rest and to move forward. So this opposition with this planetary body of change, this planetary body of transformation, is going to be asking us how we can transform our actions to bring things into being. Now, Aquarius is all about individuality. It is about the collaboration that we can use to bring our individual knowledge into being. this vessel filled with our wisdom, this vessel that is representing the knowledge of life, the waters of life, is really asking us how we can be our truest self and how we can bring our individuality and our knowledge into being, and how these aspects of ourself can be used in collaboration with others to aid us in our growth, to aid us in our transformation, and to aid us in those cycles that we are working through. As the fixed air sign, it is all about fixing our ideas into being and allowing us to see how our wisdom and our continued knowledge can enable us to flow into our world and to bring great changes to not only ourselves, but to the collective as well, and to those that we are working with. While Pluto is in Aquarius, it is a transformational energy that is allowing us to change on an individual level, but in this way that is going to allow us to change the world around us, to change our communities, and to change the ways that we are showing up and giving information, the ways that we are allowing this wisdom to flow out into the world. This is allowing us to come into conflict with where we are not changing ourselves, to allow ourselves to simply be. Because this moon is all about allowing ourselves to become ourselves. Taurus moons are about grounding in our being. It is about fixing things into our material world, into ourself, into the ways that we want to turn up, and allowing us to transform ourselves, renew ourselves, and nourish ourselves into being, allowing us to blossom and flow. So these supportive square aspects, this opposition of Mars and Pluto, is really here to support us in making decisions that will allow us to plant those seeds of intent, allow us to bring our inner and outer self into alignment, and enable us to move forward. For the choices that we make are what are going to drive our actions forward, drive us into this creative energy of action from the heart, from our inner source of being, really drawing us out into being. And with Taurus being connected with Venus, the heart, and Leo being connected with our heart space, it's really asking us to bring this loving energy into being, this loving energy that is ever changing, and allowing us to see the things that we value, and seeing how the things that we value and how we act and go towards those things influence our lives and influence the way that we move forward. During all this, we have the planet Uranus sitting very close. Uranus is the planet of revolutionary change and freedom. It is really representing us as our individual self and allowing us to break free of the molds of society, to allow us to be our unique self, allowing us to see how the changes that we make are in alignment with ourself, and that change is the only constant that we have. We are forever changing, adapting, and growing by the knowledge that we receive and the cycles we work through the actions that we take, through the ways that we turn up in love and the things that we value, and the ways that we plant those seeds in alignment with our inner and outer self, and how we nourish things into growth. So Uranus sitting here right with this conjunction is really showing us how the changes and the way that we can be ourselves is very important, and encouraging us to move into this next form of self. Taurus moons are all about finding ourselves again within the cycle. We have moved out of that Aries energy of I am into this energy of Taurus, this energy of nourishment, nourishing the person that we are, nourishing the ways that we are turning up, allowing us to sow those seeds of change that are going to enable us to move forward. All these planetary energies coming together under this new moon to ask us to make the choices to turn up. Some will say that this Tsquare, this opposition, this connection of these other planets are going to hinder our intentions, hinder our new moon activities. But really they are not. They're supporting us. For square aspects, though tense, though challenging, are here to help us make a choice. They're pushing us to make a choice, because sometimes we're not going to make those choices unless we are pushed to do them. So these square aspects are asking us to make the choice to act in new ways that are going to change the way that we are turning up, to allow us to be more of our authentic self, to allow us to work towards our authentic self, to allow us to stop allowing our fears to inhibit us, and to come from this place of playful curiosity, playful action, taking this step forward and knowing that sometimes the actions we take aren't going to work. So then we're going to have to step into this energy of change, taking the knowledge that we have gained from the actions that we have taken to allow us to shift the way that we are acting and turning up, enabling us to free ourselves from those actions to enable us to plant new seeds of growth and move forward. The most important aspect, the most important part of this Taurus new moon is that we need to be nourishing those intentions, those actions, those parts of ourselves that are going to hold us through the long term, that are going to help us bring things into being. For Taurus is the energy of the bull. It is the energy of bringing things into being, nourishing our environments to allow us to blossom and grow, and really turning up in the long term. This energy is about steady growth. It is not about wham, bam, here it is. It is energy that is about steady growth, but growth that encourages us to keep turning up. So this square with Mars is very important, as it is asking us to commit to the actions that we are taking to enable us to continuously nourish ourselves into being, to continuously nourish ourself, both our inner and outer self, and the way that we shine in this world, to enable us to continue to blossom and grow, knowing that the new moon is a great time to set intentions and make changes, but we can make these changes at any time. These planetary alignments and these energies that we're seeing today are really encouraging us to make the choices, to step into our transformation, to step into our wisdom, to step into our actions, and to turn up in this energy of love and turn up in this energy of self and allow ourselves to express ourselves for who we are, for your worth is based on how you shine out into the world. It's not based on anything that anyone else says. It's based on how you see yourself. Are you worthy enough to rebel and allow yourself to change and show up as the nourishing energy that you are? Take those actions that allow you to move into your wisdom and allow you to plant seeds and allow you to shine. For what's truly important is how you turn up and how you feel. So this Taurus new moon is really asking you to plant those seeds that are going to allow you to grow.